It's good to have you. Washington, D.C. here, a quiet neighborhood, not too far from the hub of power. In fact, just over the hill here is Jeff Bezos' Devil Mansion. So that's the real power. You have that kind of money. He owns the Washington Post and has manipulated it into reporting the way he sees fit. Can't really trust the press as much as you once might have been able to. Electric Porsche going by. New tags. My neighbor's Porsche. I don't know if we call it Thai mint blue for the candies at Typhoon. We used to get after a meal there before they closed up shop. The Spanish Steps of DC, not exactly as impressive as Rome's, but here nonetheless. Park set up in 1911, restored in 1999, largely because they couldn't see her getting the street all the way up here. That's 22nd down below. You see a jet going International Airport there on the horizon. Barely, probably not registering at the civil lens, but it's gone now. By touching down in seconds from now, and you can see the traffic coming up 22nd Street. It's always nice to watch the passing show. It's a little documentation for historians of the future of a primary sort. And the four of us can enjoy that for a minute or two and then move on. We're very fortunate. All of us fortunate, whether we know it or not, to be breathing on this Christmas Eve. We're going to walk a little more, putting left foot in front of right foot. Had some interesting discussions today. We'll see what comes of that. I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. Seemed odd. Number 4. Yep. Interesting pieces of architecture about, look better in the daytime. We're coming up on last light. In fact, it should be last light right about now. 5:21 in the evening. I'm returning to my block. Phillips Place cuts across it. The door is not behind me. Construction notices. Across the way, these houses were for sale, but I think they may have been sold by now. Seems the signs have come down indicating the sale. 2131. Here's the embassy of Costa Rica. And the pre-Columbian stone ball that sits outside, withering. Moved here from Costa Rica, presumably. You can see inside the embassy there a bit. It's wreaths. I was coming out to pick up the Christmas vibe. There is a bit of it, but not as much as I've seen in past years. Perhaps people aren't quite in the holiday spirit. It's hard to say. It's the back of the Friends Meeting House. I used to attend unstructured worship at the Friends Meeting House on a regular basis. Haven't done it in many years. My wedding photographer's girlfriend, later wife, and mother of his child, she was instrumental in getting me interested in Quaker worship, unstructured, where we would unprogrammed, I think they call it actually, where they sit in silence until the spirit moves somebody. No spirit moved anybody. And most of the times I sat with them, often at the William Penn House up on Capitol Hill. I'm just really grateful to be alive in 2025, to be able to witness the unfolding of our co creation. I like to tell people, whenever I can, that we are observing the effects of the world we collectively have co created together. It may not seem that way. It may seem that there's something else happening. They seem more hapless passengers on the good ship Earth. But in truth, everything we do makes an impact on everything else. Breathing in, we can calm ourselves down. Breathing out, we can know this is a marvelous moment. Whether we feel that way or not, it's debatable. That this is a good Earth, and the choices we have made have brought us all to where we are, particularly in time and space. Left foot in front of right foot. Carefully, carefully. Left foot in front of right foot. We have an opportunity here to be the change we want to see in the world. Every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we are co-creating. Something to think about. Here, electrical power apparently being supplied into the embassy in Moldova. I really don't know exactly what happened, but my guess is that power bill was not paid. It's fire among friends. Then there'll be a great betrayal. Stay at Italy. Lindsay, a novel by Nick Joseph. Into the Water, a novel by Paula Hawkins. No one can know. This one had caught my interest. Brain on Fire. I do remember something about this one. Major motion picture. Red Rising. Yeah, interesting. Well, there's a little survey of what's in the little free library. Let's take a look and see what else is happening. Mrs. Schreiber, NBC, HWC author, has joined the Intrepid Editor Press. Another member of my board of directors is here. So good to have you, Philip. Hope you're doing well. And thank you again for being my guest so recently on the Passing Show, on the Harrowings podcast. That is, this is the Passing Show. We're watching and listening to this generator, which is sitting out here supplying power apparently to the Embassy in Moldova. One more thing. Doesn't really bother me. Back here in the bunker, we can't hear it. Just go along and hum away and closing the gate. Reeves absorbing some of the sound. Our small maple, its leaves, just about done. And the other plantings about. Keep things quiet for us. Just here, now, in the present moment. Our wreath on the door. My wife has hung it every year for years now. And our yellow rose growing good and sturdy there. It's really quite impressive. I think it's going to throw a lot of blooms this spring. Back of the Embassy of Moldova, back of building that holds Pesha. Up there we have the Oxford, a lot of the apartments vacant. Our neighbors, Gracie and Jeff, living at 2107A. It is what it is. Small worlds, getting smaller all the time. Nearly all of us have lived a Forrest Gumpish kind of existence, I like to say. So again, thank you all for joining, and I'm going to wrap it up here. Go inside.